Hi guys, in this video we are going to create the project front end and we are going to set up the backend also and setting up the SQS in this video. So it's going to be a bit long video. So let's make a checklist. Before checklist, I've already created a video about the project architecture. If you have not seen that video, make sure you watch it and follow along with me and follow along the playlist. Don't leave any concept, keep consistency. So let's build our today checklist. What we are going to make, first thing we are going to create our front creating a Next.js application. Then the second step we do installing setcn. Third, setting up the tRPC for Next.js. Fourth, we will set up the Prisma. Fifth, what we are going to create a queue. Create a queue for the project, and sixth, we are going to create a front end, a URL, a input box. We will create a repo form using React hook form and setcn components. 7, send message from backend to SQS. Yeah, this must it. That's the 7th step we are going to do in this video. So let's start with the first. Go to the Next.js official website, copy this command and create a repository. Vercel clone, paste the command, cd into the Vercel clone. Now paste it. Let me check my audio. It will ask some questions, so let's wait. So the project name will be Vercel clone frontend. Yes, use recommended default settings. So it will install, it will take some time. Let's pause. Next.js is installed. Let's go to the front end folder. Let's open it in our Visual Studio Code or VS Code and go to this setcn website. Come to this installation docs, click on the installation, choose the Next.js framework and build a preset Let's create a random preset. Now this, yeah, this looks good. So what's the next command? Copy this command and copy the preset from here, paste it. Yes, it will also take some time. Our setcn is installed, so we have completed first step. Let's take a green marker. Completed this, installing this setcn. The next step is setting up the tRPC for Next.js. So write on Google tRPC Next.js, come to this link, Next.js integration, and go to this link, 10 stack react query and server components. Follow the steps, install these dependencies, copy and paste, and second step is create a tRPC folder in your root. tRPC, create a init file, init.ts, copy, paste, the next thing is create a folder, routers, create a file inside it, underscore app.ts, copy and paste. That's it. Create a API. By using this API, tRPC will work. App API, tRPC, dynamic folder, and route.ts, copy and paste. That's it. Next thing is create this query client.ts inside the tRPC folder. Copy and paste. Super.json is not installed. Let's install it. It will automatically get fixed. Was the fourth step. Create a client.tsx file inside tRPC folder. Copy and paste, and mount the provider in the root of your application, layout.tsx or tRPC. Copy it, go to your layout.tsx, inside body, this work is done. Now create a server.tsx. You can read about the docs, we are not learning. the React query in this video. So I'm just installing these. Copy the name, create a file, paste it using your API. Prefetch we will see in the end of this playlist what this will do. Yeah, this thing is nice. To your server.tsx. What this thing can do, it can get your data from the backend in a server component. So our this step is also completed. tRPC. Fourth step is set up Prisma. Go to the Prisma Next.js, type it on the browser, and I hope this one, not this one. Come to this Next.js Prisma documentation and pm create. We have already set up our project. Install these dependencies. Next, then again some dependencies. It is installing. Taking some time to install. In that time, come to your Prisma dashboard. I'm using Prisma to get a database connection string. You can use any database provider like neon.tech, neondb. You can create it also on the AWS. So I will use the free one. Let's create a database. First you have to create a project and give a database name Vercel clone db Prisma Postgres accelerate. We have already seen what is accelerate, why we use that in the serverless video. If you have not seen that video, watch it. Choose a server near you. I will choose Singapore, that's near me. Create database. So my database is created. Let's see our dependencies is installed. Install a few more dependencies. Let me see my mic working, and install let Prisma init. What it will do, it will create a Prisma folder with the schema file. The output I want inside lib. I don't want inside the app, I want inside the lib folder. This enter. taking some time. It will hardly take 1 minute. A Prisma folder is created. What this command will do, it has created a .env with the dummy URL connection string and a Prisma folder where it has the schema file where you can write models. So go to your Prisma dashboard and copy the string. Enable connection pooling if you don't want. Copy this string. You can use Docker also, but Docker will not work because we are going to use the database in the EC2 instance also. Delete this information. Database is created. Let's follow the docs. Create a model. Let's see. Model job. We will create a job. It will have a ID, string ID. That's it. And a repo URL. Default UUID. And status job status. Let's create a enum job state. Secured building. That's the status of our job, of our project. Building failed success. And repo URL status. Yeah, that's it. You have created it. Let's table is बन गई and add .env to prisma.config.ts. .env पहले से ही है, so no change. Let's migrate it. Enter. What's the next step? Generate. Generated. As you can see, if you go inside the lib and that's the seed for the demo data if you want to insert in your database. We don't want to. Now next thing is to see your tables. You can also visit the studio by in the Prisma dashboard. Go to the studio, you will see the tables right here. Job, the job table, and this is the important step, because so let's copy this, go to your lib and create a db.ts, giving lib. Why this is needed? Because in Next.js, in development, if you create a single instance like this in Express or in Node.js backend, we create an instance like const prisma equal to new prisma client. We cannot do that inside the Next.js, because in Next.js development, if we save the file, it will create a new instance of the prisma client, fast refreshing, hot reloading, to create a new prisma client instance. And database your database has limited connections. In the serverless video, we have understood about the accelerate. Go and check it out, that video. So the database has only limited connections. Every time you save the file in Next.js, it will create a new instances, then the database will give the connection error, means the connection limit is full, or error, something like that. So to resolve this problem, we create a single instance and we save the files inside this instance in a single instance. It will only work when our node environment is not production, means we are in development. So that's it. Yeah, query prisma completed, setup the prisma is completed. Next step is create a queue for the project. Go to your AWS console, write SQS, simple queue service, create a queue, standard queue, let's give it a name, Vercel queue, and everything is same. Just create it. Yes, just create it. Our queue is created. Let's copy the queue URL and store inside the .env AWS queue URL. This part is also done. Let's create a repo form using reactive form. Come to the sets here, search react hook form. किधर गया hook form, that is, and view code. We have to install some things. First is hook form resolvers, npm install, and we have to install the react form home dependency. Install it. Let's create a folder, shared components, and create a repo form file. It will be a client component. Export function repo form, and copy this. Let's copy this whole. It will give some errors because we have to install these things. How to install this card? Copy the command and install it. It will take some time, so let me install these all components. Sonar field input card. Let's wait. Install all the components. As you can see, card field input. We have installed the sonar for the toast to see the toast. Before using this toast directly, we have to come to the app, inside the layout.txx, add a toaster from sonar and save it. Now our toast will work. Now let's create a form schema. Let's z.object. What's the first thing? Repo URL, z.url, repository URL required, and second thing, the environment variables. So what this variable? It will be an array of object. This object will have a key, z.string, minimum 1, key is required, and a value dot minimum 1. Value can't be empty. So that's our form schema. Now create a form instance, const form, use this use form, give it a type, z.infer, form schema, object resolver. We are using the Zod resolver to validate the schema, form schema, some default values, environment variables, key and value because it's an array, and environment variables can be optional, so add a optional field also. If there's some projects that they don't, it's not necessary a project should have the environment variables. There are some front-end projects also. So let's create a on submit function, values z.info, give it a type, let's console it. Now create a form, come to this React hook form where we are, and copy the whole this card. Remove this controller and give it a name. What's the first name? The repo URL. Give a deploy project. Give a description. You can deploy your project with just one click. Change the title, repository URL. Change the placeholder, enter your repo URL. Submit, deploy, and let's install a collapsible, something like this. If the user want to add environment variables, it will expand the environment variable, something like that. So let's install this. px. There's one thing I forgot to add. There's one step missing. Create a IAM user with specific permission to send messages to SQS, and this will be our 8th step. Collapsible is installed. Let's import the collapsible. Install it. We want something like that. Copy this collapsible. Copy this whole collapsible and below this controller. Import this icon. What? The setcn has not installed the Lucid React library. We have installed as a dev dependency. Copy the name, import, environment variables, remove this content, and we will add a controller like this. Copy this controller, and remove this field. The name would be environment variables, and write something like it's an array, right? So we have to see something like this: key and value, and a delete sign, select to jar, and a minus sign, and it's an array. So this bunch of these. So we have to map through this field values. So let's do it fast. Field dot value dot map each environment variable and the index. Give this div a key and a class name, flex item center gap of 2, and create 2 input box. Input, the value will be environment dot key on change, let's get all the keys by using this spread operator. Field dot value, or it will empty. Then update with the key e dot target dot value. and field dot on change updated. That's the key, and we have to create a input for the value. What the heck? This input will be of value, and the value e.target.value, and add a minus button, type of button, on click, remove the filter out this current index variable values. So const updated field dot value or empty array dot filter this will have a value, but we only want the index. So I is not equal to the index idx. Just filter it out and field dot on change updated. What this button will be? A minus button. Size 4. अभी तो ये एक वेरिएबल बना है. We need a button to add some more these key value pairs. So below this field dot map, create a button of type button, add a on click, field dot on change the previous values or the empty array and add a fresh value with key this, value this. Add a plus icon, add environment variable. So that's our form completed. Let's see on the main page. remove this all demo stuff. Repo form, start your server. I already started. Go to localhost 3000. Let me check my audio. So what's the step? We have created a repo form using React hook form. As you can see our form right there. Give us URL and add a database URL. Console, hit the deploy button. As you can see, we have environment variables with the key value repo URL. If we remove this, it gets removed. Now only the repo URL. Add variables, add you can add something regex to ensure that in the key you can only type the capital letters, something like that. So you can do that. This is not the front end class. This much is enough. So we have created this. So let's next we have to create a IAM user. Come to your AWS console. First go to your queue SQS. Inside your queue, copy the ARN and paste it copy somewhere, and in search box type IAM and we have to create a user to send message from tRPC backend to the SQS. So click on IAM users, create user. Let's give it a name, Vercel clone backend user, and attach policies. Let's create a policy. I have already one, but let's create fresh. Select service, select SQS, and what permissions do we require? Just the send message. We are just going to send message from backend. We are not polling, not deleting, not nothing, just sending the message. So type out send message. That's it. And resources specific and add ARN. Copy your ARN that you have saved. Copy this, paste it, add ARN, select next, create policy, policy name Vercel clone backend policy. Policy is created. Go to your IAM users, customer managed, and find your refresh. Where is it? Vercel clone backend policy. This is our policy. Select next, create user, and go to your user, go to security credentials, create access key, select application running outside AWS, because we are going to use this user as a backend. Create access key. These access key are generated, so don't copy these, it will not work for you. And go to your dot environment, add this access key ID, AWS secret access key, copy the access key ID, paste it here, copy the secret access key, paste it here, and AWS Q region, you can give region AP South 1. That's it, our user key created. Now let's create a SQS instance for the backend. For that instance we are going to need a library, AWS SQS client. Go to this and select this command, @AWS SDK /client SQS. Go to your terminal, installing. So let's create a SQS instance. Go to your lib folder and create a file, sqs.ts. Write export function get SQS client. Let's, our package is installed. Let's send message. We want this. Import from SQS client const access key ID. Let's get it from the dot environment variables, access key ID const secret access key, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Let's give a check. If these are not exist, don't create a client instance. Throw new error, invalid credentials, AWS credentials, and return a SQS client, return new. Access key ID, secret access key, and region is Q region. So that's the client instance. Now let's create a tRPC backend to send this information to backend. Let's see. Go to your tRPC routers, remove this hello file, give a name like send message, base procedure dot input, copy this form schema. You can create a type file, and let's create a type file, otherwise you won't understand what I'm talking about. Let's give it a config folder. Let's create a types.ts export, copy the zod, go to your tRPC routers, use form schema dot mutation, it will be an async, get the input, get the destructure your input. In JavaScript, that's how you destructure your elements from an object. This we need a queue URL, so process dot env dot queue URL, copy this. If this not exist, throw new error, you can return it. Let's throw it. Queue URL invalid queue URL, and we need a send message command. Copy this, We don't need this SQS client because we have already generated an instance, created an instance. So now just write return get SQS client that we have created dot send new send message command QURL, QURL and message body JSON dot stringify, because message body expects a string. We cannot send a JSON inside it, so we have to stringify it. So there's one thing remaining. We have to create a ID, job ID, crypto dot random UUID, and let's create a job in our Prisma, our database. Job dot create data ID, job ID, repo URL and status will be queued. That's it. Now why we have created this, we can keep the track of this job. We can track the job and we can on the based on status in the worker we will change the status if the building, if there any error comes when building in the image, so it will give a response in UI. So let's give it a job ID and a repo URL and environment variables. So that's it. That's our backend send message. Let's join it inside our on submit here. Let's create a hook. Create a file. Use something like that. Use messages .ts and write a hook. Export function, export const use send message. We need a tRPC from use tRPC and return use mutation from React query. trpc dot send message dot mutation options. Now let's use this hook inside our front end. Const equal to use send message say handle message and just simple write handle message dot mutate values and this deploy button give it a disable handle message dot is pending. When it is sending message, disable the button. You can disable all of these inputs. That's your task. And in the hook on success data toast dot success, your project is lined up for deploy. On error dot error something went wrong dot message. So that's our front end completed. We have created I am user, we have created a send message from backend. So today's checklist is completed. Let me check my mic. So let's go to your SQS, to your queue, and select the send and receive message. Poll for messages, start polling. Open your app. Let's give a demo. URL, environment variables, database URL, Postgres something, @1234. Hit the deploy button. Your project is lined up for deploy. If you can see, there's the message and there's the key and the value and our repo URL. We have successfully sent the message to the SQS. That's it for the today's video. We have completed our front end. In the next video we will complete our worker. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure you watch other playlist also. Make sure you like the video. Thank you.